candy. We're collecting candy this time, and everything that you use rupees for, like Zora, and an early flute right off the bat. That's nice.
Wow.
Zora, the pod.
Well, they definitely didn't lie about this being an open mode.
No.
Free transportation right off the bat, and it looks like DKS is going to hopefully head over to Kakariko and wow, I'm going to have to get ready to stand up and salute, as it sounds like we're not going to be too far away from our Hylian national anthem.
It was a quick check, but it looked like Eastern Palace was the 5/6 crystal. I didn't catch the other one. Open mode just means that they start at either sanctuary or their house. The princess has already been rescued from escape, and you have the whole world open to you. You just gotta go around, find the items to get to places. That's all open mode really is.
And well, we've got a couple candy bars showing up on ALTTP side as he headed over to Sashra's palace. I didn't see all three of the chests, unfortunately. Looks like we've got a little bit of a burrito action going on in the sanctuary.
Oh, we got the hammer in Skull Woods, or the forest, or Lost Woods. There we go.
I was going to say, it doesn't turn into Skull Woods until we're in the Dark World there, right?
You would think, but with it being this spooky kind of thing, it might be Skull Woods the whole time.
That is very true. That is very true.
There is a timer counting down where you're not sure what the timer is for. Well, you see a big surprise once it counts down to it. And it looks like ALTTP is doing a little bit of a dance with the tombstone over there.
Yeah, they've kept us in the dark on that one. So, to be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure what is going to happen with that timer.
But here in about 27 and a half minutes, we'll see something. And we got our first sword at Blind's hut, and I believe that was the cape and a cane of Samaria on DK's side. And looks like just some arrows, the mushroom spot.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm hitting a little technical difficulty here, so trying to commentate on an entirely black screen is not effective, unfortunately.
Well, DKS went to the bottom of the well without a bomb, so he won't be able to get back to the last chest, unfortunately. But he did find the gloves down in the third chest, along with some candy. And the goose is loose. And we got, as you can see, everything is free since it's no rupee, so AK was able to go down and get some free bombs. DK is doing the same thing. ALTTP, I believe, did that earlier. He's checking Blindside now. In our first look at Chicken House, and it looks like chickens have little witches' hats on. And you got the cane of Burna in the chicken's hut. So both canes are in Kakariko.
Oh, I'm back. I can see stuff again.
Oh, and that's right. The duck is not in this. It's a witch's burn.
Oh, so they went and tricked us. No mallard to be empowered there, is there?
Nope. Like someone said in chat, the broom is vroom.
Let's see, we have... well, it's a little new to me since I was unfortunately not able to see anything. But we had the sword in Blind's hut, so that looks like... we're starting to get AK Drizzt picking up the sword, so looks like we have the hammer, the sword. No fire rod or ice rod sightings yet, were there?
Nope, not this time.
I figure, while I was gone, they'll get all the items, and now that I'm watching like a hawk all over again, we see Actaboker getting the broom.
I'm not sure what this candy's going to be for. Might find out a little bit later. But
I just hope they don't have something like Ganon try to take it away from you or something.
Well, we have silver and golden Pez is what two of them are, and the others look like just little candies with wrappers.
And unfortunately, Zarby, they didn't tell me what's going on either, so your guess would be as good as mine as to what the candy's for. Now, did I see a little bit of powder in the library there?
That's what it looked like. We're getting a second check at it. It sure is. It's just a small heart piece on the race game.
Yeah, that's not very, it looks like AK Drizzt's going to just have a go at the race game instead of checking it.
Yeah, Actaboker's doing the same play. While DKS is working at the dam right now. Let's see what's happening there. No, I don't think he got the chest yet.
No, he did not do anything to go, well, without the hook shot, you can't kind of shenanigans your way through and make... Oh, wow,
There's the
that's a
boots.
decent little chest there.
We got AK heading down the back of Escape. We have a bottle with a B, I think it was, a key, and a small heart piece.
Oh, the bottles. Well, I guess you turn that into the sick kids still, but...
What is up with the Modorms?
A little bit of a transformation. It looks like a little lollipop there. Is that a rupee?
That's their candy. You get candy from killing enemies as well.
Ooh. Got ourselves a medallion, I believe. Ether in the Moldorm Cave, the Master Sword as well.
And then we also got the book. Mr. Pumpkinhead was in there today. Looked like the red boomerang as well from Mr. Pumpkinhead.
Yeah, I kind of overlooked the Redarang in the book. I kind of just saw, ooh, we've got a medallion with Actaboker picking up Ether.
Hookshot. Yeah,
Ooh,
Hookshot and Ice Rock.
rewarding.
Yeah, Ice Rock Cavern had a nice little prize. Looks like he's trying to set up for the water walking. Having a little bit of trouble there. Yeah, has to be careful. It's last heart. And runs right into, well, wasn't exactly a crab.
Yeah, Actaboker's right on DKS 89's heels. See a couple rage slashes as Actaboker picks up the hook shot. And just like DKS right before him, taking a death.
Oh, wow. Having a rough time getting set up for that water walking. Just can't seem to get it.
And DKS is going to get the fairly bad news in the back of the Escape here with 3 chests worth of not much going on there.
We're getting our first look at the Bonk Rocks on Actaboker side. And just a golden Pez.
That's unexciting. But it looks like Spy Poet and AK Drizzt are not far behind, picking up their Master Sword, Ether, Red Orang, and the book.
See, we might be having an early Desert Palace play here with what we have. I mean, we got the boots, so it's fully clearable.
Now, I was going to say a lot of the map is already open. Between the flute boots, you could pretty much go anywhere that isn't, flipper based. But then, well, I guess you could fake flipper as well.
Yeah. We got DKS going through the dark room to get the old man for Death Mountain. And it looks like Actaboker opting to use the flute to get up Death Mountain. And with that hook shot, they opens up the right side for him. And the hammer, so that opens up Tower O'Hara as well, even though it's a pendant. Still, you can get a couple quick chests out there.
Yeah, I was going to say a quick dive into Tower of Hera might not be all that bad of an idea. You get a couple chests and just kind of roll on out of there. But DKS delivering on the old man, but I didn't see what he gave out. We've got AK Drizzt in the waterfall cave.
Instead of falling rocks, we got falling leaves.
And it looks like, it looks like Zora.
Temper
that
sword.
ledge might be useful if they can get to it.
Yeah, Zora is free now, so we got Blue Mail in Paradox Cave. Oh, it's Big Boo. It's not Zora this time. Is this Mario now? Looks like we just had Blue Mail up there in top of Paradox Cave.
Maybe they got their games confused. You know, there's a princess in both. You save the princess at the end of the day, you know.
Oh, the old man gave half magic. That's what he had.
Oh, that's pretty impressive.
A heart container is held by someone friendly. That's their hint in Spectacle Rock.
Looks like Actaboker and DKS, along with Spy Poet, are all in Death Mountain. AK Drizzt gonna visit the old man under the sea there, or under the bridge.
Okay, we had the Moon Pearl at the bottom of Paradox Cave. That's what I missed. And just some bombs in Spiral Cavern. And with that Moon Pearl, it opens up Dark World access. Looks like Link now lives in the cemetery.
Yeah, Actaboker is going to be the first one dipping into the Dark World.
Looks like a river. All the water is red.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to get a hype cave check here on Actaboker's side.
Small heart piece. Well, there's our Titan's mitts. And Fire Rod. This is definitely turning into an open seed.
I'll give a couple points for that. That's 2 useful items out of there. I'm going to say 6 of 10 on the hype cave.
I was giving it a 7.
Well, I'll meet you in the middle then. We'll say 6.5.
That works. I was giving it a 7 just because there's 2 required items.
Well, have we seen a Dark World map yet? Because, well, I guess Fire Rod's going to be pretty much mandatory, but I guess I'm more looking for what Turtle Rock might be, because that'll... if Turtle Rock's a pendant, that means we don't really have much use of the Ice Rod.
No, we haven't seen one yet, but I'm sure we will soon. Ooh, the dungeon music is Freddy. Jason. That is nice. They definitely put some good work into this one.
Oh, that's so good. Wow. I approve of this so much.
I couldn't read that hint though, but yeah, this music is awesome.
Said the Swamp Palace big key was on the west side.
Okay, that'd be good to know if you want to go after the big chest.
And for the record, I'm almost certain this is Halloween.
Yeah, it's Halloween.
Michael Myers,
I realized that,
not Jason.
I realized it.
Freddy,
yeah.
You're getting your.
I was excited for the music. I got a little too excited for it and just got them all mixed up. Turtle Rock is Ether, and we got Active Poker already opening it up.
Yeah, I haven't seen a map check from Active Poker. Doesn't seem to be too interesting. It is a crystal.
Yeah, 5-6 like crystal was.
Pod was the 5-6 crystal on.
Yeah, I get a better look here. Yeah, we got the 5-6 crystal on Pod, a crystal on Ice Palace, Meyer, and Skull Woods, and our two other pendants is Thieves Town and Swamp. Sorry, I don't know if I missed anything in Hookshot Cave. Modorm looks a little bit more electric than usual.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what what Moldorm is dressed up as, and nothing's really coming to mind, unfortunately. Oh no, DKS losing round 1 to Moldorm, getting ring outed there.
Well, we got Quake and the Shovel and Super Bunny Cave on Active Poker's side.
Now it looks like Active Poker's going to have a go at Turtle Rock.
Well, he read that hint faster than my eyes could do.
Something about some cache somewhere, who cares? It said some cache, and I don't think the hint really needs to be read much more after that.
Okay, you caught the first part, I caught the last part, which was Ganon's Tower, so. And that takes care of Tower of Hera.
Yeah, DKS claiming first blood, as it were, by taking out the Tower of Hera and getting the green pendant, I believe.
Looks like Spy Poet's gonna go check Agina's cavern real quick.
Drizzt seems to be going for the Tower of Hera play as well. Looks like Spy Poet's going to see what's in the back of Agina's cave.
Active Poker's already found the big key for Turtle Rock, so that was kind of early.
Full heart in Agina's cave.
Okay, the map and the big key are on the left side of Swamp. The map was over there as well.
So now we have Active Poker in Turtle Rock, AK Drizzt in Tower of Hera. Spy Poet looks to be headed toward a Desert Palace play.
I'm surprised they're not waiting until they find the fire rod or some other fire source, but they're going in for it.
I guess Spy Poet's just gonna kind of have at it, I guess.
Looks like game might have froze. The timer's still going.
Oh, it's playing that melody, and I think Spy Poet needs to hit a button to stop it.
Oh, yeah. I was afraid the game might have froze. That would have been bad. The green
That
pendant
get-
is Thieves Town. That's the one I missed.
Oh, okay, so what was a blue pendant then? Was Tower of Hera?
That was yes. Or no, that was it the blue one? Either one, it was the other pendant.
Yeah, one way or another, it was a pendant, that's for sure. I'm just trying to make
Oh, the
the
bow's
bow.
in Turtle Rock. We get
That's
DK and Skull Woods. It's like an early Turtle Rock play was actually a pretty good choice.
Yeah, very advantageous, but without the ice rod, unfortunately, Octoboker will not be able to complete this dungeon. Unless, we've got a very slim chance that one of the remaining chests could have the ice rod. I don't recall seeing any kind of a hint toward the
No.
location of the ice rod.
Not
however.
yet. Are those the ghosts from Pac-Man and Desert Palace?
Ooh, AK Drizzt taking a death and noping on out and
Oh, there's our lamp over on DK side and Skull Woods. AK taking the tour in Spike Cave. We are not sure what the timer is for yet. We're going to have to kind of wait and see as it counts down.
Yeah, AK Drizzt found a little bit of candy at the end of the Spike Cave, so unfortunately, not the best way to go about things. Octoboker looked like they took a death.
Yeah, they did.
Room there.
Gonna look into the village of Outcasts on DKS side.
Oh, we found a mushroom on Octoboker's side, so we're running out of options for Octoboker to catch the 1 in 200 and some odd chance of there being a ice rod on the way through Turtle Rock.
AK Drizzt just picked up their Titan Mitts and Fire Rod out of Hype Cave. Spy Poet managed to get down and get the bottle that was in the back of Escape. It's like not much in chess game, but some candy.
And I was kind of thinking, okay, they've got no rupees. I guess you could play the chess game for nothing. So.
Yep. The chess game and the shovel game are open, but the arrow game is closed. They consider it too spooky.
A little after hours. Our Lost Woods musician just giving a little bit of candy. I think DK is going to head over to the digging game at this point.
Not much on Laser Bridge unless there's something in this last chest.
Yeah, AK Drizzt and DKS are going to have a go at the digging game.
Spy Poet's checking out the bat. And a Golden Pez candy on the bat. Octoboker did not find anything on Laser Bridge.
DK and AK Drizzt finding 10 arrows after about 17 digs, so that was not the best digging game, but looks like AK Drizzt choosing not to free Jeremiah the Bullfrog and gonna go tour the village of outcasts a little bit. DKS looks like they're going into Hype Cave at this point.
And AK Drizzt just found the blue boomerang and bombable hut. And like the Boker just found some candy for turning into mushroom.
And DKS gets Titan's Mitts and the Fire Rod. And then immediately nopes on out.
I didn't notice it, but Spy Poet ended up picking up the powder. Well, of course, as she went to the bat. But picked up the powder off the library.
Well, she had the advantage of having the boots and then going to the library, where some of the other runners went to the library first before they had the boots. So,
and Active Boker's taking advantage of that bow he found in Turtle Rock and is headed straight for Eastern. So far, it's found the flippers.
Ooh, Active Boker found up the flippers there. So,
AK Drizzt looking in Thieves Town. So far, it's just found some candy.
So that opens up Swamp Palace now with the flippers, if I'm remembering all of my items correctly.
Still need the mirror.
Ah, okay.
And we might not necessarily found the mirror because the swamp is a pendant, so we might not even need the mirror this time.
Yeah, you won't need it for Turtle Rock. I'm trying to think of any other place where the mirror would definitely be needed. Misery Mire, possibly?
No, all you need is the flute to get over there. The only required place would be swamp, so they don't need to get in the swamp, and this could be a mirrorless seed. Which does make routing very long because you have to walk back everywhere or take a death warp. Luckily, with the hammer, they have access to the east side of Dark World, so they don't need to do Aga. Couldn't tell, but the spinning skull heads, were those Mario heads?
I did not see them. On whose screen were they on?
Act the Boker. I tried looking stream. I could not catch it. Have to wait till somebody else goes through Eastern.
Let's see. Me actually paying attention. We know that won't actually happen, so.
Doesn't appear we're finding too much in Thieves Town.
Well, we've got DKS headed through Hookshot Cave, and I didn't see much of anything exciting in there. Well, it looks like Activoker's going to take on the Armos golems. Or I'm just going to call them golems. I have no real idea what they actually are.
Yeah, it looked like a big piece of candy from that one. But Activoker has got the first crystal of the match.
Yeah, 28-37. Activoker picks up the first crystal in out of our restreamed runners here.
Well, if I remember correctly, here in about a little over a minute, we got a nice little surprise popping up. Looks like Activoker is going to head towards Pod.
Well, I'm showing 2 hours and 4 minutes on the timer, so I guess 2 hours left on the timers. I guess something's going to happen.
Cyclops looks like just a regular man throwing bombs. See if Blind turns into anything special. Oh, Blind's a pumpkin head with a skeleton robot. Nothing in Myers' garage.
Looks like Spy Poet's trying to check the side of Pyramid and just a piece of heart. I don't think... oh, Poet's going to actually go for it. So, looks like Spy Poet picking up the fourth piece of a heart and upgrading to, I believe that's a full row of 10 hearts for Spy Poet.
That's what it looks like. And AK Drizzy just got the green pendant, so they turn it in, we'll be able to see what Sarashla has.
The timers, I believe, started at 2.5 hours, if
Yes.
I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Someone in chat had asked when the timer added those 2 hours, and I believe it's counting down from 2.5 hours. And we'll see what happens once it gets down to 2 hours even. I think you've been hinting at something happening at that point.
Possibly. Oh, we've already found the magic cape, so we don't need that hint.
Yeah, that's one of those super helpful hints where it's like, go to this place that you've definitely already been to find the item you've already found. Thank you. This almost feels like it's gonna be like a New Year's Eve or something. We count it down to the 2-hour mark or something like that.
It mimics that little mask over their eyes. I like the changes to the sprites they've done.
And I think Drizzt's hit the 2-hour mark, and
it's a little dark.
Now I have no idea what's going on there. This is yeah, I think I'm gonna. Yeah, that looks like it might have been a little bit of a game crash there on Drizzt's side. I don't know what happened there.
Well, what's supposed to happen? It's supposed to be dark, and Link is supposed to turn to werewolf, but that's a little too dark.
Yeah, I think. Well, Drizzt went back a little bit because he's got 2 hours and 10 minutes on his timer. So I think saving and quitting might affect the timer a little bit, in game at least.
I think there was a hard reset. I don't think he saved and quit.
Well, that's entirely true as well. But Activoker's got 35 seconds and counting down to that 2-hour mark. So I think. And of course, they're in a dark room as it is right now. So this could be interesting, to put it bluntly.
And here's our Lambolas fight. Oh, I'm sorry, our Boo fight.
And I was going to say, Landmolis put on a little bit of a costume there. Oh, Activoker's screen just...
Yeah, they used the firelight torch. They're still in dungeon. Nothing's changed for them.
Feel like you were leading me on here for...
I feel like I was being led on there. Well, I don't know, but apparently same thing has happened on Spy Poet's side. It was like AK Drizzt was the only one that had the issue.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate because of that that hard reset probably the game crash might have cost Drizzt a couple items as well. Have to see if they have everything that's on the tracker, just if they happen to open their inventory in the near future. I'm just kind of concerned since their timer went back about 10 minutes.
And it looks like they have to go back through Thieves Town again. I'm not sure. Oh, they didn't do... they already finished that a while back, so I don't think they'd have to.
I think AK Drizzt's going to be going for a Skull Woods play.
I do know that it's
DKS
fairly
is
dark on Octoboker's screen.
Yeah, it is really dark now. It's a lot harder to see, so...
And it's really dark on Spy Poets and DKS screen now, too.
May not have happened exactly at 2 hours then, but it looks like... yeah, it's really difficult to see Octoboker's screen right now.
Yeah, going to the...
And it looks like DKS 89 is suffering from the same affliction of... Yeah, the screen just got darker. And, oh no, Drizzt seems to have had another problem.
Yeah, this is supposed
reloading
to go on for 15 minutes. It's supposed to be dark. 30 minutes of light and 15 minutes of dark. Drizzt is just having a terrible time with their screens. It's getting too dark, they can't see. Yeah, as you can see on Spy Poet's side, not exactly their screen, and they are definitely turned into... Link would be a werewolf. You can kind of see it better on Spy Poet's side.
Well, I guess being inside of the dungeon at this point gives you a little bit of an advantage because, well, even if it's completely dark outside, you can still see in the castle, I would think.
Definitely makes this a little bit more interesting, having a harder time when it's dark out to be able to do anything.
And I think AK Drizzt, though, is actually having legitimate problems. I think his game is just crashing because he's gone back to 2 hours and 11 minutes again. And I think he's gonna just have a go at Skull Woods at this point.
And Delant and chat, yes, you do move faster when you are in quote werewolf form. The sprites are a little different than werewolf, but yeah, you do walk faster. And instead of a sword, you have claws. And as TKS finding out, okay, guess you can run still with the boots. But things like hook shot, fire rod, ice rod, stuff like that you need to hold in your hand with thumbs, you cannot use, with the exception of the book Medora, and there was one more.
Oh, at least the werewolf can still read.
Yeah. Werewolf went to school and learned to read.
But yeah, on Octoboker's screen, I can't even tell really where they are. It's just, total shadow mode there.
And I can barely make out just some lines, but that's about it. Don't know where they are. Oh, I can see a little bit better. They're going... Looks like they're going towards the race game. Actually, it's dig game right now. They're in the dark world.
Yeah, they're right around... Yeah, he's at Jeremiah the Bullfrog right now, and it looks like he picked up Jeremiah. Unfortunately, I can't tell if he's in costume or not.
Drizzt was able to take down Mothula.
Yeah, Mothula's wearing a pretty silly ghost costume there, so
Yeah, it's not much like the booze from the Mario games. Spy Poet checking out Thieves' Town, not finding too much. Looks like DKS went back for the lunchbox.
and Actaboker's delivered Jeremiah, and we'll see what the blacksmiths have in store.
Ice Rod.
Ooh, there we go.
Wow, so now we know where Ice Rod's at, so now Turtle Rock is completable.
Yeah, DKS has the ice rod now, so
They turned in Jeremiah. They're on the purple chest right now. And couldn't tell, but looked like just some Pez candy.
So Actaboker and DKS-89 can full clear Turtle Rock. We know Actaboker was in Turtle Rock already.
Yeah, they did laser bridge. The only thing they gotta do is go straight for Trimax.
Yeah, so Actaboker will have the advantage of just being able to, just jet right on to the end. It looks like DKS is going to have a visit to the uncle and see what he's got to.
And we got Actaboker going in the desert.
Just a big piece of candy there, and little piece of candy for the chest inside the beginning of the escape.
So basically, we saw instead of Uncle handing out candy like he should to all the kids, he's hiding it down there and keeping it for himself.
Well, at least Link ferreted him out and said, "Nope, give me my candy."
Yeah, that is true. That he did. It's like DKS is heading towards the front of escape.
Now, chat's starting to speculate that Actaboker might actually be in go mode at this point.
Looking at what they have, did we find out what Meyer was?
Spy Poet was over there, but I don't recall seeing it, and Drizzt's over there right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at the
But I
restream
did
now.
not see what the medallion was.
Looking at the restream, it's Ether, so yeah, Actaboker is in go mode.
Oh, wow. Good call, Chad, on go mode. I didn't think they would be in go mode already.
Logically, they would need the lamp, but if they can get through dark rooms and Meyer and Pod, then yeah, they are in go mode.
So yeah, Drizzt's just unlocked a Misery Mire. Looks like Actaboker is in Desert Palace right now, and I think they'll visit the Mire in short order. Spy Poet is gonna play, well, not taking the world tour, just gonna warp over to the sanctuary and deliver Jeremiah the Bullfrog. DKS, I believe, is doing the escape, which we know will not be very rewarding. Aside from, I don't think we've seen the final chest at the end of the escape sequence.
No, we haven't seen the one that the lamp leads to yet either. Oh, that's one you were talking about, yeah.
Correct. We know the 3 chests on the side of the escape, and I believe DK's has actually been in there already to pick up the bottle and a couple other unspectacular items.
Alright, the Boker's still making his way. Actually, went through the wrong room. In desert. Probably went up there for, I guess, maybe a hard drop, but maybe the darkness is causing it a little bit difficult to see where they're going.
Yeah, that definitely could be an issue because, especially with how dark Actiboker's screen is on the restream, it's very difficult to see where they're going. So,
yeah,
I can't think it's going to be any better for them themselves with a screen that dark.
And they're now, Actiboker's now heading to the back of the desert. Looks like DKS is heading over to Eastern. Visit Sorashila, see what's back there in case we missed anything earlier.
Oh, still bombs, and candy.
Guess candy could be what, Pop Rocks?
May as well be with all the bombs hiding around back there.
Hopefully AK Drizzy can make it through the mire without any more issues.
Well, looks like DKS is going to head into Eastern Palace here, while Actiboker looks like they're going to end up finishing off Desert Palace.
Looks like Spy Poet's heading to... Yeah, Actiboker cannot use the fire rod right now, so he can't finish Desert.
Oh no!
The werewolf.
He's in werewolf mode.
Have to wait for that 15 minutes to be up so I can turn back into Link.
Oh, that's so cool.
Nothing they could do but wait. Starting to get lighter, it looks like, so it looks like their time is almost up. And there it is. Nighttime is over and we're back to daytime. AK Drizzy took a death going down to that dark room. Nope, Poets didn't crash. It's just really dark outside.
Yeah, Actiboker's taking on Boomolus here.
There you go, I like that one, Boomolus.
It looks like a big piece of candy there at the end, and Actiboker picking up their third crystal. Nope, second crystal. Eastern Palace and Desert Palace now complete for Actiboker. They can get into the Dark World. That'll put them right in position to take Misery Mire as well.
Yep, flute right there to the same spot. And head on there.
Yeah, so Actiboker's almost certainly going to have a go at Misery Mire at this point. So that should be Actiboker having a go at their third crystal dungeon.
Sadly, DKS will not be able to finish Eastern yet. The bow we know is hiding in Turtle Rock.
Well, it looks like DKS went item hunting and did not find the bow and noped out. So it looks like
moved to probably Thieves Town. Although Skull Woods.
That's Skull Woods. That's definitely where I would go at this point.
They have the shovel, so they're gonna see what's in the dig spot.
Well, candy, not too impressive there, but
AK Drizzy trying to find his way through the dark room.
And Spy Poet having a go at Boomolus.
AK is kind of as you say, noping out of there. Having too much trouble finding that button. Looks like it'd be nighttime on AK's side, so it's gonna be real dark going out because they can't see. Oh, we can kind of see. As we've seen, it gets darker apparently. Spy Poet has beaten Boomolis and claimed Desert Palace.
I think, no, AK Drizzt hasn't finished Desert Palace. I was about to say everybody finished Desert Palace, and then I did one little last check, and unfortunately for AK Drizzt, they have not done Desert Palace yet, and it looks like AK Drizzt's having a go at the escape sequence.
And after finding nothing down there, decided to save and quit and head back out.
If only we could tell him the play right now is to deliver Jeremiah and then head on over to Turtle Rock. That'll get him both the ice rod and then the bow afterwards, so...
It looks like DKS is making the Turtle Rock play right now.
Oh no, it looks like ALTTP
Sounds like they crashed.
Crashes there. AK Drizzt having a little bit of an issue. Looks like they crashed twice earlier on.
Oh, and ALTTP still has to go back and turn in Jeremiah again.
Oh no.
So I mean, he's lost Desert, so now Desert's not finished for him.
Oh, that's so unfair. Yeah, ALTTP lost a lot of time there.
Yeah, they're back at nighttime again.
No, this is definitely going to be a war of attrition, and I think a safety save every so often, just to save and quit, just to give yourself a little crash insurance with the way things are going. ALTTP and AK Drizzt both crashing so far.
Yeah, but definitely gonna need plenty of saves to try to get through it. AK Drizzt is trying to finish making their way through Desert. We're heading to the back part here in just a minute. It looks like...
Speaking of crashes, my Chrome just crashed, so I'll be back in a little bit. Hopefully I can get back up and running pretty quick. So it looks like not even the runners are the only ones getting affected today. Ugh.
All the ghost out must be affecting everybody's software. Spy Poet making their way through up to Zora. Looks like ALTTP's trying to get that. There you go. Got the small key off the torch. DKS heading straight to the back of. Not even checking the big chest. It's going right back to the Turtle Rock. Actually, DKS is in go mode, so they don't need checking more chests.
Now that'll be interesting to see. Hopefully ALTTP did not lose go mode from having that game crash.
No, because they already had the bow, and he just got the ice rod back. So Actaboker is still in go mode as of right now.
Okay, so getting the ice rod back, that puts Actaboker back into go mode. So
they can't finish desert until they turn back to light, or did they finish desert?
I believe Actaboker may have not finished desert yet.
You gotta wait till it's light again, so they can use the torches.
I mean, Actaboker did finish desert before, but unfortunately lost out because of the game crash.
It's hard to see where Actaboker is currently at. Looks like they're in the village of Outcast. DKS is making their way back to Trimax now.
It looks like Actaboker is trying to go left and right. I think they've gone out toward Swamp Palace. Or maybe down near the edge of Misery Mire at this point. Well, it actually looks like they might be near the pyramid, as DKS is going to take on Trinex here.
Spy Poet's going to take on Mothula, go through Skull Woods. Actually, I don't think Spy Poet's even been through Skull Woods yet. And Trimax taking on a skeletal look tonight. Okay, Actaboker is in pod.
Yeah, it looked like I saw some things that were on the map near pod, so looks like DKS has got the second part of Trinex down, and it looks like just the last little bit to go.
And AK Drizzt is going to turn in the green pendant.
I think this is the first time that, well, might turn it in on the way back, but we're going to see Bomb, and Candy Bar.
More Pop Rocks. We'll have to check when they pause their screen, but I don't know if, since they had the crash, if they have Thieves Town done or not. And with that one, Turtle Rock down, bow in hand, I'm sure DKS be heading over to Eastern and Pod.
Yeah, it looks like DKS saving and quitting often, giving a little game crash insurance at this point. I think DKS is, well, fundamentally in the lead at this point. I think they're definitely in go mode.
Actaboker is stuck in the Mimic room, stuck in Werewolf, can't kill the red Mimic.
Yeah, I guess you can't potion it away either somehow in this room.
I don't know if the Werewolf can use potions. They're just doing a little dance, trying to wear out that timer. It looks like they're about ready to go back to daytime. Actually, DKS heading to take care of Mothula.
Oh, there we go. It looks like saw a little poof on Actaboker's side, and it looks like back in business, taking down the Mimic, and they're gonna resume their assault on Pod at this point, I believe.
And Spy Poet not knowing that the bow is in Turtle Rock is looking everywhere through Skull Woods right now. They did find the torch.
Yeah, I was gonna say they found the lantern, so I guess that's something, but I'm actually kind of interested to see why, I guess Spy Poet specifically having the fire rod and ice rod wouldn't just have a go at Turtle Rock at this point. I believe Spy Poet has everything. Has the hammer. Has the gloves. I'm trying to think of... Spy Poet should have everything to be able to complete Turtle Rock.
Yeah, Spy Poet does, just hasn't made their way up there yet.
And DKS 89's taking on Ghostula here, and
Not sure, but did AK have another crash?
oh, I sure hope not.
Well, their timer is almost up right now. Oh, they just got done with Eastern and left out because they couldn't go no further.
Ah, okay, yeah, without...
Well, Elmasar just looked creepy with that fraction of the mask on.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that mask was, but I'm glad it's gone. And Actaboker's going to reclaim one of the dungeons that was lost to them. Well, I guess they lost Desert Palace, but gained Palace of Darkness after the game crash. This is...
I'm sure they'll be heading back to Desert, I guess, shortly.
Yeah,
DKS is heading into Meyer.
And I think DKS is definitely in the lead at this point. It looks like 3 crystals done.
4 crystals.
No, one's a pendant.
Oh, that's right.
Power Para is either the green or the blue pendant.
Yeah, my apologies.
But yeah, 4 overall dungeons done, but only 3 count in the in the scope of having the crystals done.
Luckily, if they can find the big key quick enough, Meyer's easy to go mode, and Eastern's easy to go mode as well.
So Spy Poet's going to take on Ghostula here, and Spy Poet having a little bit of problems with mana to use that fire rod. It looks like...
Yeah, there's the blue
There
potion. Actaboker heading back there that way now to take care of that ghost as well. Got AK Drizzt working their way through Palace of Darkness.
And Spy Poet's finished off Skull Woods at this point, taking down Ghostula.
Receiving their big piece of candy.
And just for the record, Actaboker and AK Drizzt have unfortunately crashed during gameplay here, which unfortunately has cost them a considerable amount of time. Actaboker actually lost Desert Palace as a result of the crash, and taking out some frustration on Ghostula with the hammer.
There's 3 pendants for Actaboker and 3 pendants for DKS.
Crystals.
Or crystals,
Correct.
yes. Yeah. Crystals.
I was going to say, if they had all 3 pendants, I think that makes it mandatory. They got to check the pedestal just for the heck of it at this point.
Looks like we were just told that Active Boker lost about 10 minutes and AK Drizzt was lost altogether about 12 minutes.
Yeah, unfortunately, with the game crashes, losing any amount of time, especially with not really knowing when you've last saved, I think that's a little disorienting, and you just lose, a lot more because all of the information you thought you knew, you kind of have to, retrace those steps and go, all right, what did I find? What did I lose compared to what I have? I think we're going to see Ice Palace in Actiboker's future here.
Yeah, and DKS just found the big key for Myers. Gonna head straight back there. We'll be able to see what Vitreous looks like in his costume. AK Drizzt working their way through the dark room of Pod.
Yeah,
Yes, the goal of this is just gaining. It's regular open mode, but different sprites.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the candy is used for, in all fairness, but hopefully this little secret will be revealed as Actiboker's going through Ice Palace. Spy Poet looks to be ready to have a go at Misery Meyer. DKS is in... Oh, where'd they just go? Oh, I'm losing my mind already.
DKS is working on the back of Meyer, getting to Vitreous.
Thank you.
AK Drizzt, it looks like now they're going to be making their way to Turtle Rock, maybe. Do not have the ice rod, but they will find the bow in there.
I think Drizzt had delivered Jeremiah the Bullfrog. Possibly lost the ice rod in one of the crashes they experienced.
Vitreous has a bunch of little witches' hats on all the eyeballs. So I guess it's Vitreous. AK Drizzt is checking out Super Bunny Cave. Got the Quake Medallion again. And the shovels. Yeah. Down goes Vitreous. Actiboker's about ready to head into Cold Stare. We'll see here menu change, but or here in a little bit if AK Drizzt does menu change if they still have the ice rod. Yeah, save and quit, save and quit.
Yeah, I think oh, how boring.
Oh, it's an eyeball. It's a Vitreous eyeball. And little eyeballs are dropping and exploding on the ground.
So, Cold Stare...
must have got some Visine.
Yeah, got rid of all that...
cloudiness.
Yeah, that cloudy eye can actually see now. Not that it's going to help too much for Cold Stare, but...
It's just told by our tracker that AK Drizzt does have the ice rod. Spy Pole's making their way through.
No, he doesn't. It's not in his inventory.
No, it's not. So no, AK Drizzt does not have it.
Yeah, I really thought Drizzt lost it on one of the crashes, and seeing the inventory screen right now was just confirming that fact.
Yeah, they have not come back for it.
I know Drizzt had it, but I also know Drizzt crashed after that point and may not have realized that they lost the ice rod.
Well, right now, both DKS and Octoboker have 4 crystals, but DKS has a slight advantage of being able to get through that Meyer dark room easier with the lantern, and Octoboker does not have the lantern yet because they did get it apparently out of Skull Woods.
No, and I don't think Octoboker is going to end up with the lantern at.
No, they're in go mode now. They're not even going to worry about the lantern.
Yeah, there's definitely no point for Octoboker to head back that way. That's for certain.
See how they tackle this dark room that gave AK Drizzt so much trouble earlier.
It looks like AK Drizzt's going to head into Turtle Rock nonetheless, but going to have the unfortunate news of not having the ice rod, and I think.
Well, they'll at least be able to get the bow out of here, so that'll help them out. They'll have to double dip it, but they'll get something out of it.
Yeah, I think it's just unfortunate that Drizzt's going to lose that time and having to, basically double dip.
Yeah. Octoboker got lucky. The only thing they lost was desert, really, and ice rod, but they still had Jeremiah with them when they started back up.
Yeah, so that was kind of convenient for Octoboker. It was, hey, Hint, go turn in the blacksmith and get your ice rod back, which Drizzt unfortunately did not have available to them. DKS makes short work of Ice Palace and our let's see, Cold Glare maybe? Can't call it Cold Stare. It doesn't have the cloudy eyes anymore. But, nonetheless, for DKS, that's going to be crystal number 5.
Yep. And Octoboker is heading to the dark room of Meyer. And Spy Poet looks to be heading that way here shortly. Spy Poet has the lantern at least. And Octoboker was able to easily find that button.
Oh, this will be interesting without the mirror. Let's see how DKS ends up doing Palace of Darkness and Eastern Palace. That's the last 2 places.
It looks like they'll tackle Eastern first. And then come out.
Easy way to get into Dark World at that point.
Right back where they just fluted to. They'll just have to come out of Eastern and then flute right back to that spot. Use the hammer peg, go to the Dark World, and come back up.
That's not too bad then, as
no,
AK Drizzt found the bow.
They need to watch. Their 15 minutes is getting close. It's about to be dark time for them. Octoboker is now taking on Wittrius.
Yeah, these bosses are definitely dressed up in clever little costumes. I guess it is Halloween after all, so...
Definitely some thought put into this. And no, Octoboker no longer has any bottles, so they don't have any potion.
I don't... Has anybody turned in a bottle for the sick kid yet?
I think Spy Poet did, but I don't remember what it was.
Okay, so it wasn't anything too important then that anybody would have lost out on.
No. And Widrius goes down on active Bulker screen as DKS heading into Gargoyle Knights.
Yeah, the Armos Gargoyles, I think. What are we going to settle on calling these guys? Iron Gargoyles?
Oh, they're holding the sword, so yeah. No matter what they are, DKS is making very quick work of them.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a pretty quick kill there. I think about the only way you could have done that faster was having silver arrows.
Noctibogre is going back into desert to finish that up. AK Drizzt appears to be in the dark room of...
Well, Spy Poet just took a death there in Misery Mire, I think, for the second time. And it looks like she's going to nope out of there.
DKS now heading towards Pod.
Yeah, just like you said, whistling out and then gonna go pick up a little buddy to unlock their Palace of Darkness, and that should be the last crystal dungeon.
Yep. Then it'll be time for our little game. It looks like after desert, Active Bulker will be heading up to Turtle Rock and straight into Ganon.
Now, Night Shifter in the chat just brought up a little bit of a conundrum here. This could be, you're very true, this could be a long Ganon fight because we have Serverless, Master Sword, but I believe all of the runners checked Zora's Ledge and they know where at least the level 3 sword is, which was on the Zora Ledge. So I think they may end up taking a little route divergence and head over there. But, well, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, you might well be right, Night Shifter. This could be a long finish.
Especially if they turn into werewolf while they're in there.
Oh, yeah, you won't even... that would be super confusing.
And we do not know if the werewolf claws damage upgrades with the sword or if they're only 1 strength. Noctibulker has gotten his 6th crystal. Gonna be heading to Turtle Rock.
Oh yeah, you can't light the torches if you're transformed.
Nope.
Oh, try to think of one little advantage and then chat just shoots it right down, pointing out the obvious that you can't light the torches. Oh.
Nope. You'll be standing around trying to dodge Ganon.
Yeah, that will not be fun. Oh.
I expect somebody would just take the death and wait it out.
I'd either take the death or just drop down and just kind of nope out of that fight.
Yeah, you have to stand around and wait for that timer to be up. No, you cannot use a lantern as a werewolf.
Yeah, every so often, Link will transform into a werewolf since this is Halloween. And when they are a werewolf, they cannot use any...
They can use the book, their claws, a mirror, and we found out earlier they can use bottles. We will have to see if the claws work on Aga. We are not sure.
Yeah, well, yeah. Unfortunately, this is as new for us as it is for everybody else watching. So,
yeah, this just got released a couple hours ago, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I remember seeing an announcement for it, and then there was another announcement going, "Oh, well, the daily race is going to use this little Halloween seed that they've put together, and I kind of, oh boy, now I've got to figure out what's going on, and well,
we're just going with the flow, just like everybody else. A few things, but that's about it. Now, there's a timer on the werewolf. They're Link for 30 minutes and werewolf for 15 minutes, and it just cycles through.
And that's the game timer that we see counting down. That's the 30 and 15 that you're referring to, correct?
Yeah, and we have no clue what happens when that game timer reaches 0. But
hopefully we won't find out.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like, like the clock strikes midnight and Cinderella's carriage turns back into a pumpkin.
I was thinking something like that, like game over. Oh, and there's our 7th and final crystal on DK's side. And time for us to play a little game. You want to explain that one?
I think we both get dealt 2 cards, and then there's a round of betting. Is that the game we're playing?
Close, but no cigar.
Oh, we want to play a different game then. All right. So you want to play a game that's a little more like numbers. So face cards are worth 10, aces are 1 or 11, right?
Closer.
All right, so we're on the right track. Oh, I remember. We want to find where in Ganon's tower is the big key.
Yeah, that game.
22 options. So, chat, go ahead and take your guesses from 1 to 22 as to where DKS will find the big key.
I'm guessing the way this crazy thing is gone, it's going to be at least probably around 16.
Now, see, I'm always a little bit more of an optimist. I think, I'm hoping for a fairly early go at the key. I'm going to stick with what I think is, hasn't really ever worked out for me yet, but I'm going to stick with 5. Eventually, it's going to hit.
Yeah, you can't be wrong all the time. But like
yes, I can.
I guess in the way you could.
So far, so.
But I'm figuring it's probably going to be kind of high with the way this game has been going. Unless there's just a ton, like extra big keys up there.
Now, to be interesting, I actually thought DKS was going to take a trip up from the Witch's Hut back to Zora's Ledge to pick up that level 3 sword, but it looks like DKS is going to go Master Sword Silverless.
We'll see what Actaboker does. Well, since they're up here at Turtle Rock finishing up, then they're probably just going to do the same thing. Just go in there, Master Sword Silverless. Yep, that's where they're going. Yeah,
chat pointing out, given where we are with Halloween, that 13 is probably going to be the number.
Yeah, that does make sense.
But wow, Actaboker right on DKS's heels. With how quickly they recovered, that's quite impressive.
Yeah, but their 10-minute loss, they're right back up there. First 2 is Key and Candy. Looks like DKS going full right side.
And just for the record, we will be using DKS's opening and where they are in the count, even though Actaboker may end up taking the lead.
Oh, can you imagine if they get stuck in here and can't use the fire rod to get any further? Or the hook shot?
There's so many different little pitfalls as AK Drizzt takes down that's Helmasaur or the.
Well, I can say as of right now, nobody has finished the race yet. There it is. What was that? 5? No, 4. 3. Which one was that? That was 4.
Oh, I know it wasn't 5 because it was opened right before it. So now, I think if I either would have picked 4 or 6, I probably would have had a better shot at it. But oh well.
You were a lot closer than I was. Closest one that got it was Cat Phoenix with 7.
Well, we've
Oh,
actually
DKS is getting dark.
now, since it only counts subs and other supporters, Zarby89 was the first to actually guess number 4, but I think the bot only sees subs and supporters.
Yeah, only subs and supporters. And my brain just went blank trying to remember the final code to save that. So give me just a moment.
It's not like up, down, down, left, right, BA,
No,
start.
They changed it the other day.
Ooh, let's see. What was the Capcom code for Street Fighter 2? Up L, down R, Y, B. Those are the 2 codes that I can remember off the top of my head.
Well, thank you, Dark Shadow. Save. Save. I couldn't remember which one it was to save it and save.
Well, normally in the daily and weekly races, we don't tend to use the bot. We only do that for the tournament matches. But I guess, having a little bonus round won't hurt anybody. It is Halloween after all. And it looks like DKS is noped on out of there, and it looks like
they couldn't do anything else because of their timer.
Yeah, I think this might be where DKS ends up taking a trip up to the Zora Ledge to get that level 3 sword.
Oh, he's going to Hobo now.
Unfortunately, we know the Hobo isn't going to give...
Was that Silvers and Ganon?
Yeah, it definitely looked like it for Actiboker.
Let me check on the restream here. Nope, it was a single arrow.
Oh, it was a single arrow. What a shame.
I was going to say, I thought that was...
Got my hopes up, too. I saw the single arrow there, and I'm like, is that the Silvers?
I think that's what Ike is probably looking for.
Well,
because didn't they go already find the big key?
Yes.
Yeah, they might be looking for it. And DKS looks like now
on the right side. I was tracking DKS. I can only assume Actiboker went same way, but they're in the ice gargoyle fight.
Yeah, Ike has it. He's apparently looking for the Silvers, hoping they're up here. But Silvers could be locked in another dungeon. He could be looking for a sword upgrade as well. But DKS is heading to that right now.
Well, no one's gone into Thieves Town that I can remember. But I'm, kind of thinking... could be there, but DKS is definitely, gonna pick up Zora's item here, which, Boo's item, which is a piece of heart. But DKS is gonna make their way south to pick up that level 3 sword, and I think that's a pretty strong play right now.
Yeah, you can't do anything else. You can't get up Ganon's tower while it was a werewolf, so...
And Actiboker looks like they've just run into the same at this point. So it looks like DKS is going to make their way back into Ganon's tower. Spy Poet seems to have saved and quit. Drizzt's in Ice Palace, and this looks like it's a bit of a two-horse race between Actaboker and DKS out of our restreamed runners, at least.
Okay, I ran out of arrows, so he was farming arrows, what he was doing. And DKS can't get back in the tower because they cannot use the hook shot to get over across the bridge. So they're just bonking against the bridge right now.
Yeah, I think this is really just a race to see if they can get to and through the Ognum fight with the time they have, and hopefully
they got 4 minutes and 20 seconds according to their timer.
Well, they'll have what, about 30 minutes worth of
15 minutes werewolf.
Okay, well, DKS is in werewolf mode right now, correct?
Yeah, Actaboker's getting close to it. They're at 4 minutes now till they hit it.
Oh, that's gonna be really close on time then, Actaboker.
Yeah, they're gonna have to be able to get through Aga 2 and kill Ganon before he turns into a werewolf, because he won't be able to use the fire.
You know, we've got... this is so tough to call because of that timer dynamic, kind of just throwing a wrench into the works, and this...
Well, I can tell you still, as of right now, nobody has completed the race yet. We had 21 entries, so...
Well, I think we've got a couple that dropped out, so...
Yeah, 3 of them were forfeit. Still waiting for the first person to get done. So there's no telling who could be in the same spot that DKS is in. Stuck in werewolf form and couldn't do anything. Yeah, there's been quite a few crashes in the race chat too. Left screen is just dark right now because it's nighttime. It's just hard to see their screen.
You know, we've got Actaboker in the Boo Molus 2 fight. AK Drizzt's in Cold Glare's room. But yeah, I think Actaboker might... you know, actually have benefited from having the game crash on them, to be perfectly honest with you.
That's kind of the way it's looking. They probably knows their timer too and is trying to hurry up and get up there. They don't know what's going to happen themselves.
Yeah, because it's going to be unfortunate if they have to kind of just get benched for, you know, essentially, what, 15 minutes when they transform.
Yep, 15 minutes.
But it looks like that's the last item room that, well, if Actaboker gets through here...
They have to use the hook shot to get across the bridge. They gotta use the hook shot to get across the bridge after he killed Modorn. Oh, we found the mirror.
Oh, that's... that would have been nice to have about an hour and a half ago, but don't think Ack can pull off the hover.
Oh, the little fairies got little witches hats on too.
It looks like AK Drizzt's in Desert Palace now. But yeah, this is definitely a race against the clock for Actaboker.
It's starting to get dark. Yep, 25 seconds. Oh, we got Speedy Modorm over here. He makes it across the bridge right as he turned into a werewolf. That was perfect timing.
Wow! You could not have made that any closer if you scripted that.
Gosh, now we're gonna have to see how if Aga 2 fight is.
Well, hopefully those claws act like Swagnet. This could be about 15 minutes of geometry wars with Ognum if you can't.
You can hit him.
Deflect the shots. So
he at least will get through this. Just have to wait for Ganon.
Yeah, one at a time. But
oh, there's a double.
Yeah, and there we go. That's Ognum 2 for Actaboker, as DKS is still, essentially benched. Now he's transformed back, but I think DKS has lost any kind of a lead that they could have had.
I'll have to wait and see if he can at least get 2 again. But yeah, DKS just has to make it up top of the tower and defeat Aga 2.
Well, Actaboker's gonna be able to get Ganon to, the final form, but
they're not going in. He might be taking his chance to go get the Tempered Sword, maybe.
Well, it looks like he went to Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, he's going to Uncle. Gonna find out there's nothing in there.
There's, just candy where the Uncle is.
We just had our 4th forfeit from the race.
But yeah, I definitely understand that people are forfeiting from the race.
Spy Poet's going through Eastern. Finally found the bow and is taking on Eastern. You got AK Drizzt taking on Meyer. Oh, they still didn't find the lamp. Hopefully they can make it through the dark room this time.
Well,
that was just giving them trouble.
This will really be interesting. I think I almost would have just kind of went, all right, well, maybe Werewolf Link is, a little bit more powerful than I'm giving him credit for. And the werewolf swipes might count for a little bit more. I guess we won't know, as Actaboker's going through essentially the escape at this point.
Yeah, I think they're looking for either sword upgrade and or silvers.
It's definitely going to be interesting to see if DKS can get through Ganon's tower.
Oh, there's 30 minutes from the time you turn back in before you have to go back to Werewolf, so he's got plenty of time. And you got Temper Sword as well while they were werewolves, so that's a benefit to him as well.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I'm a little reserved by the fact that, DKS did use a bit of time just with where they got stuck outside of the hookshot bridge. So that took a couple minutes just to get back to Ganon's tower, and now it's going to take a couple minutes to get up Ganon's tower. The boss fight, this is definitely going to be...
Poor AK Drizzt has turned into a werewolf and cannot complete Meyer at this time.
Well, looks like Spy Poet's finished off Eastern Palace, I believe. And Spy Poet's going to save and quit out, and we'll see where she ends up going as DKS is on Boomolis 2 here. That's 1 down. 2. Oh, just missed the last shot for the final head.
And there it is. Spy Poet probably head to Ice Palace now. Spy Poet is in go mode, so it's just getting to the bosses.
Yeah, this will definitely be interesting. With this timer being something of a great equalizer, it looks like Actaboker's potentially headed up north into Zora's area. Because they're in the waterfall cave.
DKS just reclaimed the lead from Actaboker because of Actaboker's timer.
Well, Actaboker knows that they can go right back to Ganon, but I think right now Actaboker is going to pick up that level 3 sword that they still can't on Zora's ledge.
They still can't beat Ganon because they have to be able to use the torch or light the torches.
Yeah, but if you get to level 3 with Ganon while you're the werewolf, and then kind of just do a little bit of dodging until you can get him into phase 4. I think I'd try to push Ganon as far as I could. And then try to, sync it up with, okay, I'm going to transfer back. Oh, this is...
They still have about 10 minutes left on their clock.
Oh, yeah, I'm well aware, but, I mean, it's just so hard to call this because there's just so many things that I just don't know. But if Actaboker heads back toward Ganon's tower, or not even Ganon's tower, just the pyramid itself at this point.
Looks like we had another forfeit just now.
Ooh, well done. DK getting 3 shots in.
That's it for Aga 2.
Yeah, looks like didn't need 6 shots. Looks like only 4, but now we'll see if DKS can use their time wisely here and take down Ganon before they turn into a werewolf. Oh, this music is so silly. But yeah, here we go. It looks like Actaboker and DKS are on Ganon at the same time. Actaboker, I guess, just deciding YOLO, I'm going to have a go at Ganon. We'll see what happens. I mean, DKS is already halfway through phase 3. That's the 3rd. And, oh, I just missed the hint for where the silvers were. DKS has got the torch glitch.
Oh, man. High Cut, I just saw the videos, the clips you posted. That's terrible. High Cut was in the race and ended up being stuck, transformed into werewolf Link as he was waiting for the bridge to drop down and turned into Werewolf Link, and the bridge never dropped down. It was essentially a soft lock. He was frozen in place with the timer still counting. And he turned back into Link, and it still never opened up for him to finish it.
Oh no, that's
Or walk
so
across.
bad. Oh. Well, I think this is just one of those things where it's okay, this was an experiment and a special Halloween edition of our daily race. And as we saw, Actaboker crashed, AK Drizzt crashed, and that's, Hiccutype just had a very unfortunate place to crash in. Oh.
Yeah.
So unfortunate.
And with that right there, DKS has official SRL time of 1:45:41.
And they've finished in first place in our daily race.
Yep.
Our Halloween edition daily race.
Looks like Actaboker is kind of just trapped there with Ganon. Put your GGs in the chat for DKS getting through all that. Turning into a werewolf and back again and stuck on the bridge and bonking the bridge. And
yeah, I guess the werewolf swipes are not effective against Ganon at this point, but it looks like Actaboker's screen is starting to light up a little bit again, so he'll be out of werewolf form. And there it is, just poofed back in.
Now we're going to have to see if it's going to... Oh, it appears to be allowing him to continue on.
Well, Actaboker transformed back into Link at this point. And is doing pretty good in timing those swords so it doesn't freeze Ganon in place.
Drizzt's still waiting in Mire for his timer to wear off, and Spy Poet is still making their way through Ice Palace.
Yeah, I think that's the point at which I would have stopped if I were Actaboker and just kind of waited it out. So I think Actaboker ended up doing exactly what I think they should have done, is just get Ganon to a point where you can kind of get him as far as you can and then just go from there.
We're now joined with DKS. GG.
Yeah, GG. Thanks.
Oh, that was...
What'd you think about that fun little race?
It was pretty fun, yeah. It was a pretty free seed, so that was nice. It's kind of upsetting at the end where I get the big key and then I get turned into the wolf. So that's pretty funny.
The Actaboker just finished right behind you in second place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 48 minutes, and 14 seconds.
Yeah, Night Shifter, I was thinking the same thing, that the silver arrows are on the pedestal. I just didn't want to say it with everything that was going on. I'm going, all right.
Yeah, you happened to get through and, like you said, found the big key and got turned into a werewolf. And Actaboker, when they were going through, beat Modorm. And as soon as Modorm beat and they hook shot across the gap, turned right into a werewolf.
That is so unfortunate.
Hey, Actaboker, GG on your race. Finished right behind DKS. Yeah, that was a interesting race with...
if only we could give you those 10 minutes back. That I think you lost about that much with a little bit of a game crash, unfortunately.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you talking to me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty unfortunate. Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't have.
Both you and DKS had an issue with turning into the werewolf before Ganon and getting stuck waiting before you can get back through there.
Uh, yeah, that was some interesting mechanics. It was like you had to beat that silly werewolf timer. I don't know. It was a fun experience. I really got no. It's not every day you get to have like a 10-minute game.
Yeah, it was definitely something different for this race. But
Yeah. I don't think it's very productive for racing because of the werewolf thing, but it's still fun.
Hey, it's just you know, it's just a fun little kind of an Easter egg mode that they made for us. There may be a couple things I need. Dude, shoutouts to them. I had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, just all the work on the sprites, the custom music, and I mean, free DLC. Who can blame? It's a bug here and there.
yeah, hopefully they can get this worked out, because this definitely looked like it would be a heck of a lot of fun.
Yeah, no doubt it is. Like, you can see all the work they put into it. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, my little crash though is really unfortunate. I lost that desert crystal, but like my save was right at the start of a werewolf cycle, and great. I get to stand around and do nothing until that's over because I was in go mode. I suppose I could have saved myself a ton of. But yeah, that was really a situation to not have a sword and not have a lamp and not have a bottle. I didn't know how to kill game.
Yeah, another racer earlier that was with you. He ended up getting to Ganon, beat Ganon, and was waiting for the bridge to come across, turned into a werewolf. The bridge never came across. They turned back from werewolf after 15 minutes, and it still didn't. The timer was counting down. So they were essentially soft locked after beating Ganon.
Oh,
I wonder what would have happened if they jumped off the ledge and just...
They couldn't move. They were standing there waiting. The bridge, they were in that forward where Link stayed there holding the sword up and was stuck in that position.
no.
That's fun. Oh well. I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of like the bugs. I mean,
Yeah, it was the most,
obviously you
but
wanna
still, it was amazing game. Amazing sprites, amazing music to go with it. Of course, I'm a fan of the Nightmare Before Christmas music, so.
Yeah, I got a kick out of the Halloween music.
So I gotta ask, what was your favorite costume out of all the bosses?
man, that little pickle sprite is so good. Oh, for the bosses, man, I don't even. I know.
Ega 2 and Ganon were pretty cool.
I don't think we got to see what Blind was dressed up as.
Yeah, Blind had the pumpkin head and the skeleton robe on.
Because nobody had Thieves Town marked on their trackers.
No,
I
AK
guess-
Drizzt did, but they lost that in the crash.
Lost it to a crash. Okay.
So yeah, we saw that one. It was kind of interesting. I think Ganon was just hilarious with the music and all. Yeah, shout out to the devs for this because it was really good.
It was a really interesting though, man. If that ice rod would have been in Turtle Rock, the fact that I could have been in mode and been insane. I was like, please don't put it here because I don't want people asking questions.
And I missed what Ganon asked, so where were the silvers at?
I think it said in the last world. I don't know.
Oh, they could have been anywhere.
I was trying to focus at that point because I think I was in Oko mode and had a.
I was trying to see what was on the pedestal, but I missed it both times.
Yeah, it said the unknown hat. Or something similar.
Unknown
Yeah.
hat.
Unknown hat.
So that would have been Red mail? I'm trying to think what could even be that, but, you know, at the end of the day, I think if you don't mind putting up with a crash or two, this is definitely something I'd want to try out.
And right now, AK Drizzt's on their final crystal, taking on Tramex.
And Spy Poet's headed to Palace of Darkness at this point. Ack, if you don't mind my asking, the Turtle Rock play early on, was that just kind of, okay, I'm looking for stuff and let's see what I find, or?
I don't know, man. I was just kind of enjoying being a little playing this, so didn't really bother.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I'm just kind of curious, because I wasn't sure if there was a method to the madness, or if it was just,
There's no
why not?
Any madness of being but I mean, I will say, if the scene is gonna 20 minutes, there's probably a good chance. But I just, you know, I was kind of in the Halloween spirit, enjoying things. Maybe do things a little differently than I normally do. I was really enjoying it.
Now, not to put you on the spot, but the werewolf mechanic, good thing, bad thing? Do you think if there's something that could be adjusted, you know, with how both you and DK got kind of, you know, gated off of the Ganon fight at the end there?
I mean, man, I don't know. I played one of these and I didn't make it to werewolf form. I didn't know what it actually did. And then I got werewolf form, like, in a dark room at Pot of all things. I was just like, wait, what's going on? I heard as if I got hit by a bunny. I knew that the mechanic existed, but I didn't know what it did. It can be kind of interesting because you can try to route stuff that requires items early and try to leave stuff that doesn't require items later if you try to metagame it. That was probably the only reason why I found Ice Rod earlier than I felt like I was supposed to, is because I just had nothing else to do. Think of things I could do that didn't. The Ice Rod was so it's kind of interesting, but yeah, it just kind of it gets weird too when you have like a long string of things you have to do that are going to require items. You don't get all of them done, and you need to do more. Well, you sit around and do nothing.
Yeah, I think if I were to suggest anything, perhaps equipping either the fire rod or the lantern should give the slash kind of like a fire effect. So that way you could pop the lanterns in Ganon's room.
Yeah, I suppose there's that. That would make Ganon. And that would have been really because there was a couple of things. But that was just part of the game. Couldn't you?
So I was kind of pondering what might you be able to do while a werewolf, and it looked like you had gotten to the point where, okay, I'm going to get Ganon to the end of phase... Well, halfway through phase 3, while you were in werewolf, because I'm pretty sure you didn't want to get him into phase 4 because you couldn't light the torches at all.
Yeah, I couldn't have that other. I didn't have a lamp. So if both those torches go out, I'm pretty much screwed because I don't have silver. So I had to just wait, but I don't know. That was the most efficient way to do it. I knew I could finish. Got a point. Gonna see if I could dodge the fire back, however long it took them. I didn't know the timing. The werewolf and stuff too. I looked like it was like every 30 minutes.
30 minutes as Link during the light and 15 minutes dark for werewolf.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know. It was. I had a good time doing it. I wouldn't say I would do this every day, but
Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun.
well, thanks for the commentary, restream, and track. Shout out to all the developers, especially my boys RB. Really had a lot of fun, guys. I'll let you share.
Yeah, he's been poking around in the chat and kind of taking a look to see what they're going to have to go back to the drawing board and fix up. But thanks for being here to be restreamed on Actaboker. I think they've headed out, and hopefully they have a good night. But while our runners are going through dungeon, we have, let's see, it looks like we have Big Dunka finishing in 3rd place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 56 minutes, 59 seconds. Magnificent finishing in 4th place, 1 hour, 58 minutes, 51 seconds. Rufio finishing in 5th place with 2 hours, 11 seconds. Matt 7898 finishing in 6th place, 2 hours, 55 seconds.
And it looks like AK Drizzt's not that far behind him, taking on Boomolis 2 here.
Yeah, so on that note, I'm gonna head out too. So thanks for commentating, guys, and thanks to the tracking, the restreaming, and I also, like Ak said, thanks to the devs. It's so fun. It's really incredible what they did, and all the detail and everything, and I had a ton of fun. So thanks.
And thanks for joining us. You had a really good race.
Absolutely. Have a good night. I think Spy Poet might be stuck.
Oh, there we go. Trying to get back through over here to this side.
Looks like,
And AK's finding the mirror right now. Could have used it earlier when he took that death warp.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the mirror being rather unfortunately placed very late inside of Ganon's tower, so I don't think you're going to want to dip into Ganon's tower to get the mirror, especially when it's this far in. And you're not even going to get into Ganon's tower until you get all 7 crystals in the first place.
Drizzt took a fall down at Bodor 2. And it looks like AK Drizzt is going to be going into Ganon's Silverless Master Sword. Oh, and another fall.
Oh, no. Well, we might have, the same thing that we had with DKS and Actaboker, where they, basically got through what they could in the tower. And then...
Oh, if I'm reading the time right, there's 5 minutes left until he turns into a werewolf again.
Correct. So it looks like he'll be able to take on a geography lesson. I don't know if he'll have enough time to get through the Ganon fight as well. Though. Definitely going to be up against it, time-wise.
Yeah, Silverless Ganon, yeah. Helmasaur's helmet almost looks like a stormtrooper. But I'm thinking it's supposed to be like a skull.
It's
odd shaped on.
It's one of those. Oh, it's like one of those masks. I can see it like a
Scream
scary movie guy.
Scream. Is that the one you're thinking of, the Scream movies?
Yeah, but I think it's like the villain guy in like the scary movie parody movies. I guess it's the same costume nonetheless, but
Yeah, chat's thinking it's the Scream mask as well from the movie Scream. And with that, AK Drizzard is heading to Ganon fight, and Spy Poet claiming there's fifth
see,
crystal?
1,
Yes, fifth crystal.
5. Yeah, they've got Turtle Rock and Misery Mire left to do. So I think the villain guy in like the scary movie parody movies.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the same one they used in
I guess
Scream.
it's the same
scary movie.
costume nonetheless, but
Yeah, chat's thinking it's the Scream mask as well from the movie Scream.
I think we're getting a little bit of feedback from somewhere.
And with
but
that, AK Drizzard is heading to Ganon fight, and Spy Poet claiming there's fifth crystal?
1,
Yes, fifth crystal.
5. Yeah, they've got Turtle Rock and Misery Mire left to do. So I think the villain guy in like the scary movie parody movies.
Yeah, sound like some feedback.
As I was hearing myself over and over. Not sure exactly why that was happening, but oh well.
AK Drizz is often to get some potions.
Well, with them going up to the witch hut, do you think they end up going to, well, it looks like they're going to roll on out of there and, well, I guess with, no, you check the Ice Palace. I think looking for silvers at this point, AK Drizzard is.
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, we know where the level 3 sword is, so that seems like it would be the logical place to go. And, you know, just to get yourself something other than, you know, the Master Sword. And it looks like that's what Drizzard's going to settle on. I don't know if Drizzard's going to do any more searching after that, but we'll definitely see in about 10 to 15 seconds once Drizzard picks up that level 3 sword. But it also looks like Drizzard's going to run into problems with time at this point as well, because looks like 46 minutes on the clock. I believe they're going to turn into a werewolf within, you know, about a minute and a half of game time. So it looks like Drizzard's going to do a little more searching. Considered a save and quit, but chose not to.
No, you couldn't use the flute up there. But it looks like they're doing some more searching, maybe.
Well, I guess Drizzard's gonna mirror on out, and looks like they're gonna have a go at Ganon and just see what happens with a minute on the timer. Well, I know Drizzard took a death to Ganon the first time they had gone down into have a go at Ganon. Spy Poet's having a little bit of a time with
Yep, Witcher's is down. Going to be heading to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, now Spy Poet, yeah. Turtle Rock looks to be the last crystal now that they've claimed Misery Mire.
Looks like we just had another forfeit.
Well, if stuff like with what's happened to Hikutype with that unfortunate video that they posted before, just unfortunate. Looks like Spy Poet's gonna grab a free potion here. Looks like they're going to take an intentional hit, use that red potion. And
Varanth has finished in 7th with a time of 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 28 seconds.
And here we go. Drizzt's going to have a go at Ganon. Let's see if they can finish up before they end up turning back into a werewolf. But guess we'll see what happens as this fight develops. I've seen 3, that looks like 4 hits now on Drizzt's side of things. Potions might be an issue for Drizzt. I know they picked up a blue, but with using the fire rod twice like this, even with half magic, it looks like we're going to have to use a potion on Drizzt's side. It looks like Spy Poet's making their way up toward Turtle Rock. And there we go. Drizzt's able to finish off Ganon.
All right, with that, AK Drizzt is finished with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 12 minutes, and 24 seconds. GG to AK Drizzt.
Yeah, Drizzt's finished 8th overall.
It's definitely really good since there's 21 starting out, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a more difficult seed. Just on the ending of throwing the werewolf into the mix, I think that's caused a lot of time loss just in general.
And it looks like we have AK Drizzt here. See if we can get him up here to chat.
I think Spy Poet's gonna have one more werewolf phase, but then they should be clear for the rest of the game after that. I thought Spy Poet was gonna turn into a werewolf now, but I guess not. And it looks like
Actually,
31 minutes left on Spy Poet's timer.
if I'm seeing right, looks like she is one now. Oh, guess not.
I mean, that looks like the sword that's being slashed. It's not the werewolf claw.
Yeah, it's still a sword, but it's getting pretty dark.
Yeah, I think we're looking at a transformation in the very near future for Spy Poet. And I believe it should be the last one that Spy Poet's going to end up having happen Well, unless something happens when the timer runs out, but I don't think we want to really know what happens when the timer runs out. But according to chat, they're saying, I guess it's the tempered claw.
Hey, AK Drizzit, welcome.
Hey. Well, that was interesting.
Yeah, you caught the worst of it out of the restreamed runners. I saw a couple crashes there, unfortunately, on your side of things.
Yeah, it was the middle chest and Skullwoods both times.
Ooh.
And unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that's where the last item from Skullwoods was too, so I was really worried for a while that I wasn't, like, that had something.
Yeah, Spy Poet is stuck in Werewolf and cannot go any further, so has to wait for that timer to run down.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, all of y'all have had to run through it today.
It wasn't until, like, a few minutes into the werewolf form that the thought occurred to me that maybe I should pop out of Mire and see if the werewolf could swim, and then I could go pick up the tempered sword then. But by that point, I was like, I'm not sure how much more time's left on the werewolf form. Let's just wait it out.
Yeah,
you
that
got-
was just unfortunate that the werewolf happened at a couple inopportune moments for you.
Yeah, like, it happened pretty much the exact same place both times. It's just one time I was in the dark room trying to get through it when it happened, and then on my way to the dark room the second time. Apparently Mire's extra spooky.
So aside from the wolf itself, was there anything that you really liked about, what got ended up thrown at your randomizer today?
Like, the wolf itself wasn't bad. It was like kind of nice with the extra movement swing, and I want to say the wolf's attacks, like, probably hit at tempered sword level, I think. The music changes were nice. The seed in general wasn't that bad. It was just, you get stuck. Like, if you did more of these seeds, you'd probably have a better idea of what to save for when you're a wolf. Like, I guess I felt okay with what I did first time I went wolf, because I took the time to clear out the rest of Escape and do the Eastern check, but there wasn't much more I could do beyond that. So at least I got something done the first time. But
Speaking
that
of the
second
wolf,
time,
we've got Spy Poets actually transformed and close to the end of Turtle Rock, and they're stuck in the area where the eyeballs are at the top of the screen. There's a row of 5 skulls, and you have to break through the bottom wall. But Spy Poet can't use bombs, and I don't think you can dash through and break that wall by dashing either. So until Spy Poet turns back into Link, Spy Poet's kind of stuck as well at this point.
yeah, it gets like, fortunately I was in a spot where I had safe spots to stand, that, like, I didn't have to worry too much. But pretty harsh if you get stuck out in wolf form.
Blame
Well,
asking why Spy Poet is not going to the Trimax fight. Spy Poet, even though they can go right, they still have to get to that roller room with the switch blocking their way, and they can't use the Cane of Samaria. So they're still kind of stuck. Oh wait, do you need a Cane of Samaria first?
well, it looks like Shire's
I might have been wrong.
ninth place with a time of 2 hours, 20 minutes, 42 seconds. And it looks like Spy Poet's gonna try to do a little more exploring. I think they're still a werewolf at this point.
Yeah, and their key's short, so they can't get past this room. They can't use any items to really do much.
Yeah. Oh, that's so unfortunate because if you hit the switch, you'll just be stuck at the top instead of stuck at the bottom. I guess there's no way to kind of sit on the block, kind of like coffee break style. Oh, there we go. It looks like Spy Poet almost got it.
And it looks like we are being told we have to get ready to finish up with the commentary. Let's switch his channel over here in a moment.
Oh, that's going to be unfortunate because, yeah, we're going to have to finish up. I do not know what's going to be up next, but looks like we're up against it with 5 minutes to go before they take over here.
Yep, they are working on something else about to start, so we have to wrap up our commentary. They're switching it out. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Sorry couldn't get to the end of Spy Poet. Is there anything else
Yeah,
you'd
it
like to
looks
say,
like
Frico?
We're going to have a fall tournament race coming up. With this running a little long, being the Halloween edition of the daily race. Unfortunately, we won't be able to see if Spy Poet finishes or not. I think that's really about it on my end. Since we've got to wrap it up, I'm Frico. With me was Shandis, commentary. We had... Oh, let's see. Who did we have as our trackers today? See, it looks like Long Road and someone else. I unfortunately don't remember who it was that joined in, but I think we're going to have to call it here. So have a good night, everybody.